Oh man, so beautiful. And it's removable as well. It was so easy back in the days. Nowadays, you can't remove anything. SIM card slot, micro SD card slot, everything so easy. You can even take it apart if you want. Let's see what we got more in the box. Because these days you really don't get anything. But we have here some papers. Yeah, I don't really need. Let's turn it around. Quad Bit 3 premium earphones. Yeah, even that you don't get these days. Ooh, even braided cable and red as well, just like the box. This is really nice and good quality. Then we have micro USB cable and a wall brick, which these days even this one you don't get in the box. So yeah, a pretty nice box. Let's remove the plastic around it. And in the front, brand new LG G4 in 2022. Let's try to power it on to see if it has any power. I guess it doesn't have any power since it's stayed in the box for so long. Yeah, I'm pressing the button, nothing happens. Let me take a power bank. My handy KitKat power bank. Let's see if it's gonna power on. We have some lights on the power bank, so this means it is connected. Will it power it on? Yeah, 0% on battery. That's already good news. But here the cable is kinda not good. So I will leave it a bit to charge and come back once it has some power. One thing that I know with LGs that happened, the auto brightness, whenever you restart the phone, the auto brightness is like always disabled. And when I started the phone before the camera was turned on, there we go. Yeah, it always goes to disable whenever you restart your phone. Even though you enable it, as you saw right there, it always goes to disable. Not really sure why that happens, but yeah, as you saw right there, I didn't do anything and it went to disable automatically. I actually did liked it back in the days. Let's see which version it is already. Oh, it's 1% battery already. It's draining a lot of battery and my power bank here is already kind of dying. I'll need to get another one. Because this is probably searching already or trying to search for updates or even Wi-Fi. Not sure if Wi-Fi is turned on. Yeah, Wi-Fi is turned on. Let's turn it off for now because it's draining too much battery. Let's go on about phone, software information, Android 5.1. This is really old. I'm really wondering if there's a newer update to this phone. We're gonna check in a minute. Let me actually change to another power bank and get a little more power. All right, there we go, another beast. I actually did a few years ago a review on this power bank. It's not really a power bank, it's a jump start, and I still have it and still use it. So whenever I do reviews on the channel and if I like the products, of course I'll use it, and of course I always say my opinion whenever I review the products. Even if someone is sending their products to me, like in this case, okay, send me the product to me to review it. I always test them before I review the product, and if I like it, I tell my opinion, and of course I use the products as well. I don't need a tutorial. Let's try loading virus. This is my Wi-Fi networked. All right, let's try to connect. Connected. There we go. Now it's probably gonna do a lot of updates, app updates available. Yeah, blah blah blah. So let's try and see if LG is gonna give some update to this phone. Update center, software update, check for now for update. You're using the latest software version. Yeah, that's a bummer because this phone is really a great phone, but unfortunately it got stuck on an old Android version. LG G4 specs, Android, let's say Android 6. Android 6 update. I'm not sure if there's an official Android 6 update. Of course, through custom ROMs you can install newer ROMs, but man, it's actually pretty smooth. Not gonna lie, it's pretty smooth. Is there an update for Android 6.0? Officially? I'm talking now about official ROMs and not custom ROMs. This is all in German, I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna read it fast. Okay, I guess it receives Android 6.0, so I guess I'm gonna have to try to do that through PC, because right here is not gonna give any updates. There was previously an LG software which you could download new updates through there. I'm not sure if that software is still available, since LG, kind of got out of the smartphone industry. But I'll definitely try, and if I'll succeed, then I'll try to make a video on that. But this is how previously LG G4 was delivered. I mean, the screen is pretty big. Such a beast, this phone, because this phone come after LG G3, which I also happen to have that phone with custom ROM. I'm gonna do soon a video on that one as well. So this phone was an upgrade to the LG G3, which the LG G3 also has buttons on the back side, but this one has the cover in an leather optic, which this is not leather, it's only plastic, but it's it's a nice optic, which these days the phones are either glass or aluminum, and now they went back to matte plastics and things like that, but they scratch pretty easily, and they are not really that beautiful. So we have here 16 megapixel camera. I mean, I'm gonna do some photos here. I actually never had this phone before. I only had an LG G3, which I did actually a lot of videos back in the days. Come on, let me go. 3 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, not bad. So when did the phone release? Oh, the phone released in 2015. Gorilla Glass 3, not bad. 5.5 inches. The resolution is more than 1080p, which is pretty nice for a phone from this year. Oh, so the phone released with Android 5.5.1, but it's upgradable to Android 7.0 and not 6.0, which I was thinking. So I'll definitely have to upgrade the phone to the newest Android 7.0. Like I said, LG is kind of out of the market, so I'm not really sure that I'm gonna be able to do that. If I'll be able to do that, then I'm gonna try to update and integrate again in the video. Snapdragon 808. Oh man, for that time, this was a beast of a CPU. And all the rest, well, video 1080p. Let's try actually the camera to see how good it is or how bad it is. Yeah, battery currently too low to run the camera. All right, no problem. I'll test it in a bit. Let's go here and see what's internal memory. It should have been 32 gigabytes. Yeah, 32 gigabytes for 2015 was actually pretty good, because the phones back in 2014, 2016, they had like 16 gigabytes of RAM. They started to have 32. Then really the top phones, like in 2016, 2017, I think, if I'm not wrong, they started having 64 gigabytes of RAM. So 32 was more than enough back in the days, because you could have a micro SD card on it to expand its memory, to install the apps on the SD card, which these days you don't really have. Well, you also don't really need it, because the phones these days, they have 128 gigabytes or 256 gigabytes. So it's more than enough for like apps and games. But if you have a lot of like pictures and videos, then you might really run pretty fast out of storage, but I'm really impressed. It's pretty fast. I don't really have many apps installed, but it's pretty responsive, and when I searched here, look, it's pretty responsive. At work, I have a Galaxy A12, I think, and when I'm scrolling through the internet, man, it's so damn slow. And Galaxy A12, I think it's from 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Let's actually Google it. I mean, I know Galaxy 12, it's like the really budget phone, but it's still from 2016. 20, it's not 16. And this phone was from 2015, but was top of the line. So Galaxy 12, yeah, this is the device. Yeah, it has 6 GB of RAM, which this is kind of bullshit because it doesn't really have. It has 2 GB of RAM, and it has 2 more expandable gigabytes, which in the end the experience is kind of bad. I will say it's bad because if I'm scrolling to the device like this, it's lagging, you know, it's really bad. And this one, it feels like it has 90 hertz refresh rate, which it's only 60, but it's so smooth. I'm really liking it. So here, released in November 2020. I don't recommend this phone. I'm really not. And surprisingly, well, if you can get this LG G4 for cheap, then definitely get it. Definitely get it. It's old, but it's gold. To compare LG G4 and Galaxy S21 Ultra, I mean, the newer phones, they got really long, as you can see, a bit of borders at the top and at the bottom, but it's actually not really that bad. Let's go to the browser. So, I mean, of course, there's a difference in the scrolling. This is 120 hertz. Yeah, it's pretty smooth, as you can see. But even this one, it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's go actually inside here. I mean, I could still work with this device more than fine. So I'm really impressed. I actually thought it's going to be a bit worse. I don't know why I thought it's going to be a bit worse, but it's actually doing a pretty good job. Really, really impressed so far. So like I've promised, I've checked if there's possible to download the latest Android version for it. And there is actually the latest version from 2018, which I believe is Android 7. Let's start it, and I know it's Android 6 for now, but I hope after Android 6 there's still an update to Android 7. I'll install this one and then I'll see if there's more. To sum this up, I've tried to get Android 7 official on it, but well, no luck. It seems that the last official update is Android 6, which is really a shame because the device was top of the line back in the days and it got only one big update. But apart from that, I was really surprised by the experience, how smooth it actually was, and it's also something different from the boring devices that we get these days. It's really sad to see LG leaving the mobile industry because, well, they really did some nice devices, but unfortunately were falling behind with updates, and because of that, well, they lost customers, and in the end, if you make good devices but nobody wants to buy them, then, well, you are going broke, which was the case of LG. Thank you guys for watching, till the next one.